So suppose you've got a post here and it's got some comments on it, and you can see all the comments here. One is different than the others. This one in the middle here is the person who wrote the post, right? It's a reply to a comment by the author. And they look the same basically as the others, but it would be nice to highlight them. Well, you can do this. You don't have to do any PHP or plugins or anything like that. It's just a little CSS change, and you can actually do it from inside the WordPress interface. So let me show you here. If you are in the admin interface here, you can go to Dashboard and then go to Appearance Customize, and this takes you to an interface where you can customize things, including adding additional CSS. And it's pretty easy, just this little field here, and you can add any CSS you want. You don't have to FTP into the server or anything. Now on the right you can actually see your site, and you can see as changes get made. So I can go into this post here, and here's the post, and here's where I want to change it. And let's say I want to make the author name a different color if it's the post by the author of that particular article here. So that's the article, and there's a comment by that author. So I want to make that a different color so it stands out, because somebody looking through the comments may actually want to read the comments by the person that wrote the article, or at least have a good indicator of like who the authority is here. So you just need to know the right CSS. So let's go into the page here. This is an incognito or private mode, so it's not as an admin. And the key thing is try to figure out what sort of CSS differentiates this from, say, this or this. So I'm going to view the source here, and you don't have to do this because I want to show you the results. I just want to show you how I get there. So I'm going to find where this comment is, and I could do that pretty quickly just by searching for the name there. So there's the name as it appears, and you can even see it says there, it says, right? And that's exactly what's going on here. So there it is. Now what have I got? Well, a couple things here. First, you have a special thing here with the comment, a post by author. By post author is what it is something that's unique to a comment that's actually by the author of the post, and it won't be there for other comments. But unfortunately it encapsulates everything inside it, so it's not just simple as changing something for that. Let's try it and see what we get. So we'll do by post author, and we'll do something like border 1 pixel solid red. And there you can see the problem is not only is the post encapsulated, but then the reply to that post as well. So we want to have something a little bit better than that. So looking more at what else we can get into here using classes, and it depends how good you are in CSS, you could figure out that the way to isolate the name of the poster there would be to use something like this. There's probably a variety of different things you could use, but I will use this. So post by author for an article, and the part that's bolded and the link inside, because if you don't do the link inside, the link's going to override the color, and as we'll see in a second here. So there, now it's just putting a border around that. Now I don't want to do a border, I want to do a color. So let's do a color here. There, and now the post by author name is in a color. Now if I take away the A, you can see it goes away. That's because there's an override for the color for a link. So by including that in there, we are now actually overriding that color. And now we can change it to whatever we want. Something darker. Whatever we want that thinks looks good as a color to differentiate it. And you could do stuff, other stuff like, for instance, instead of this, maybe a border left. That's 10 pixels solid red, and then maybe a padding left 10 pixels. Creates this box here. 30 or 20, something like that. So there's all sorts of different things that you can do to make it stand out. You can play around with the CSS as you wish. You can add more color. You can transform it to uppercase, all sorts of things to get this to stand out. And of course, the reason I really wanted to show you, what the code looks like and what kind of CSS is in here is because I'm using the 2017 template, a child theme of that theme. And your theme may be different. So you may have to look into it and play around with it to find the perfect bit of CSS to make the author comment stand out from the reader comments.